Vola anguela o veteranu, hoi tabua. Aku do talitaina na barongo na Bula FM, na bandu na seri.
Bula, alang gonoa, ilutoka do talita na Bula FM berarti na bandu na seri.
Ni Bula binaka, nan regen gosa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang gosa mundu achiwe na Bula FM na bandu na seri nusuri.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry, yang melambasa. Do barongo na Bula FM, na bandu.
Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
In the news tonight, warnings fell on deaf ears. EFL chief explains power restoration progress. And PM visits TC Sarai affected communities.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Terra Lendua.
Tropical Cyclone Sarai, still a Category 2 system, was located about 110 kilometers south-southwest of Matuku or 130 kilometers southeast of Kandavu at 1 p.m. Close to its center, the cyclone is expected to have average winds of up to 110 kilometers per hour with momentary gusts to 150 kilometers per hour. The cyclone is moving east-southeast at about 10 kilometers per hour. The center should be located about 100 kilometers north-northwest of Onoilau or 120 kilometers southeast of Matuku or 130 kilometers south-southwest of Kambara at 12 a.m. tomorrow and about 70 kilometers north-northwest of Onoilau or 150 kilometers south-southeast of Kambara at 12 p.m. tomorrow. A heavy rain warning remains in force for the Fiji group. The Fiji police force is disappointed that its numerous advisories and warnings fell on many deaf ears. 2 lives have been lost in the wake of Tropical Cyclone Sarai. An 18-year-old student drowned yesterday afternoon while swimming with his friends in the Maindamundamu waters in Kandavu, while a man in his 40s from Naitasiri died after being swept away by strong currents. The officers had to chase many children and even adults from flooded roads and creeks as they were either swimming or trying to cross. Lena Rees reports.
Fijians were being warned in advance by authorities that the effects of a tropical cyclone will be felt, but many chose to ignore this and carried on with their normal lives.
It has been very challenging for us. It's a member task, okay, and it always draw our resources as well, just because people do not adhere to instructions.
ACP Maratino Ngio says such situations often puts their officers in challenging positions, and he warns this time serious actions will be taken.
Our officers have been directed to interview those that we feel or see that they are not adhering to the instructions or advisories given out. And we are serious about it, and if we need to take people to task and charge for negligence, we will do it.
As certain parts of the country are still without power, the Chief of Operations says they are aware of criminal minds who will try to take advantage of the situation. The force's special response teams are patrolling in all divisions.
From the police side, on tackling this, first of all, we have our plans in place. We have brought in people that are on leave, even those that are at the academy, courses, recruits, to beef up and to support and to regularly patrol the vulnerable areas, or our hotspots specifically. And we have been successful in that department.
The officers are also keeping an eye on all evacuation centers.
Covering our evacuation centers all over, and we have been placing police officers there on static duties and also mobile coverage to all these evacuation centers. So to ensure that the security and safety for especially women and children, okay, as these are the vulnerable groups, and also to ensure that there is no criminal activity.
ACP Ngio says overall the force is pleased that they have maintained law and order during the festive season. Lena Rees, FBC News.
People in the Western Division will have to wait a little longer for the power supply to normalize. Energy Fiji Limited Chief Executive Hasmukh Patel explains the engineers are unable to examine the fault on the main transmission line due to poor visibility. Ritika Pratap reports.
EFL Chief Executive Hasmukh Patel says the transmission line needs to be inspected and repaired before hydropower supply can be normalized.
We have a very unique, shall I say, problem that also occurred in 2016. The power line that brings hydropower from Nandarivatu and Monasavu to Vunda in the west, that particular line has a problem on it. In fact, that line failed on Friday night at the heart of the cyclone, and it is not coming back into operation. That means that line has a fault on it. Unless we repair that fault, we will not be able to transport hydropower from Monasavu or from Nandarivatu into the Western Division to supply all our customers between Korolevu and Reki Reki.
Patel says they tried to survey the lines using a helicopter today, but the patrol was not completed due to heavy clouds. He says they are currently using diesel power stations to meet the demand of their customers.
So what does it mean for our customers, especially in the Western Division? Well, in the Western Division, we will be still resorting to diesel power till tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow the clouds go away, we have bright sunshine, and we are able to fly the power line and establish the fault on this 132,000 volt transmission line. Once we find the fault and we repair it, hopefully by tomorrow night we should be able to push hydropower from Nandarivatu and Wailoa power station into the Western Division, and then we'll be able to supply all our customers.
In the Central Division, Patel says 70% of restoration has been complete and the remaining 30%, especially in the rural areas, should be done by tomorrow.
But as I said earlier, in the Central Division, we are getting hydropower from Wailoa and we have all the capacity, but we need to go through the systematic processes of checking the power lines, etc., to ensure everything is safe, there's nothing damaged that needs to be repaired, and then systematically we are switching on the power supply.
Supply has been restored fully in Tabiuni, Overlau and Vanuatu. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Prime Minister Warenge Bainimarama has been visiting areas in the Cyclone corridor who are affected by the heavy rain and flooding brought by TC Sarai. Bainimarama today visited and met with residents of Wunivivi who are currently accommodated at the Nosori Primary School Evacuation Center. The head of government was briefed by a team of health officials who were distributing hand and wash sanitation kits to evacuation centers. During a Talano session with the residents, Bainimarama informed them that the Commissioner Central's office is looking into their situation and reassured them of possible assistance avenues that will be made available to them. He also visited homes that were partly damaged by the Category 2 system. There are now 54 evacuation centers compared to 70 earlier this morning. NDMO Director Wasiti Soko says there are 2,001 evacuees still present at the active evacuation centers. Soko says 2 lives have been lost so far and is advising members of the public to take precautionary measures. The cyclone is now exiting Kandavu waters and southern Lao group can expect strong winds. Marine clearance for the northern and central divisions remained suspended, while allowance for ships over 50 meters have been given the green light to operate in the west.
After the brief from the Director Met Service this morning, Tropical Cyclone Sarai is moving further southeast and slowly exiting the Kandavu waters. For Nambuke Lewira, we have seen that the waves is gradually decreasing from 4.9 meters last night to about 3.5 meters this morning.
Up ahead, Fijians urged to support single-use plastic ban. And a woman's love for baking flourishes into catering business. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Rakiraki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
A Agriculture Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy is urging Fijians to show some national pride and support the single-use plastic ban that comes into effect from this Wednesday. Dr. Reddy says since Fiji is championing the fight against climate change, it is important to change our behavior come 2020. Apinisa Wangairandovu reports.
Banning the single-use plastic bags is one step closer to saving our environment and oceans.
I'm asking and I'm calling upon all of you, all Fijians, to show some national pride in cleaning our environment. We cannot continue in the new year with the same old status quo. You should have already started to change your behavior in not using plastic bags.
Dr. Mahendra Reddy says plastic is a huge problem for Fiji.
Plastic bags have caused havoc in our community, amongst our community. As you know, the plastic bags do not decompose. It remains in the environment for a long period of time. We cannot continue to conduct ourselves in this manner by throwing rubbish in plastic bags in our waterways.
Ministry of Economy's head of climate change, Nilesh Prakash, says it is important to set examples.
The intention is to really educate people, for them to use reusable bags. To create a change, we've got to be part of this, revolution. We've got to be part of the solution. We as individual consumers, we need to take responsibility. We need to come up with creative solutions.
The manufacture, sale, supply, as well as the distribution of plastic bags will be banned from January 1st. Apinisa Wangairandovu, FBC News.
The newly appointed United States ambassador to Fiji says they stand ready to assist Fiji combat the increasing drug and human trafficking issues. Joseph Seller believes the drug trade is not only affecting individuals, but tarnishing the strong culture Fijians have. Catherine Krishna reports.
The U.S. ambassador says the growing problem of drug trade and human trafficking can be dealt by working together.
Partnering and engaging in mentoring and funding can help with best practices and interdicting those that wish to bring the scourge of drugs, and for that matter that also applies to the scourge of human trafficking, both just toxic, destructible to the individual and certainly to the rich cultural roots here.
Joseph Sella says many visitors are using the Pacific region for transiting drugs.
With Fiji and the island nations being an international transit hub, I think there's some unique, it's an important time that we remain forward-leaning with the island nations to defend against any threat and track prospective threats as people transit the globe very almost seamlessly now.
Sella says they will also support other sectors in the country.
There's some unique challenges, but I think out of those challenges come opportunities, whether it's from climate change to expanding trade, especially in the tourism industry. There's some creative I think solutions there.
The U.S. government will also continue providing assistance in the education sector and work closely with the Fiji military forces to provide training. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
Overseas, in Kazakhstan, authorities have grounded all flights by budget airline Back Air after a plane crashed at least 12 people. The aircraft, with nearly 100 people on board, was heading to the capital Bur Sultan on Friday when it smashed into a house not long after takeoff. The secret ingredient to any great recipe is love. For Vadiseva Lido, she found her passion to bake at an early age, and her interest continued growing with time. Lido says her baking keeps getting better because of the love from her family and vice versa. Lena Reese shares the success story of a mother of two who has made a name for herself in the catering business simply by word of mouth.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
After a sudden dismissal from work in 2012, Vadiseva Lindo quickly stood on her own 2 feet with support from family and friends.
So my cousin just called me and he said, Stavale, do you know how to make sandwiches? I said, duh, if I can make cakes, if I can make pies, I can make sandwiches. He said, okay, Okay, I'll give you some money. You just do afternoon tea. It's just for 10 people.
From feeding a few at the signing of a memorandum of understanding, word quickly spread of vast delights.
He had to keep telling me, look, it's not how it works. That this is how you should do it, and then I said, okay, I think I'll learn. I know I'll learn along the way, and that's how I started, and that's how my business grew. I did not need to advertise. People just that attended those meetings, they wanted my contacts, and then when they had their workshops or some MOU signing that they needed to provide refreshments, they would call me up, and that's how it's been until now.
Through trial and error, the 48-year-old soon learnt the ropes of catering and made it out to be a family affair.
I just operate from home. So when it's small numbers, like up to 100 people, it's basically just us at home, just me, my mom, my sister-in-law, and my brother that's passed away, and now that he's gone, I've had to make adjustments in hiring, actually paying for other people to come on board.
Lindo says in the 5 years of catering, the challenges have always been overcome thanks to the support she receives from her loved ones.
My mother's my biggest critic, and she's the one that's that thinks that she's in charge. It might be my name on the business, but my mom is the one, because she's a perfectionist. The only thing that keeps us going is our trust in God and our love for each other, and most importantly, I think the support that I get from my husband to be there. He's been there all the way.
Lindo continues to operate her growing business from home and gets her family to join in on the hustle and bustle. She also believes that any business can flourish and weather challenges with the right support system. Lena Reese, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulalo और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number one.
Fijian-born Parramatta Eels winger Micah Sivo has been charged with indecent assault and will appear in the Nandi Magistrates Court tomorrow. A prominent local boxer will appear in the Suva Magistrates Court tomorrow. The 25-year-old suspect was charged with 1 count of assault. It is alleged that he assaulted his de facto partner in Suva last week. Tyson Fury has once again promised his fans he will knock out WBC World Heavyweight Champion Deontay Wilder. Bordeaux Jack's bad luck continues, with him losing a close 12-round split decision to WBA regular light heavyweight champion Jean Pascal in a thrilling fight on Saturday night at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. To cricket, it took the Black Caps a mammoth task to save the Boxing Day cricket test. Nearly 500 runs behind Australia, the New Zealand side needs to bat for nearly 2 days. Tropical Cyclone Sarai Category 2 continues to affect the Fiji group. The associated convergence zone affects Nauru, Kiribati, Tuvalu, Rotuma and Fiji. Meanwhile, a trough of low pressure affects Tonga, Samoa and northern Cook Islands. Looking at the west, strong winds gradually subsiding, cloudy and humid with showers, some heavy. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, considerable cloudiness, becoming breezy this afternoon with showers in the area late in the day. And up north, a shower or thunderstorm in spots this evening, otherwise mostly cloudy. At sea, very high seas with damaging heavy swells. Expect westerly winds 20 to 30 knots, gusting to 45 knots. rough to very rough seas. For the tides, high tide is at 9:50 p.m. with low tide at 4:21 tomorrow morning. Sunrise will be at 6:32. For tomorrow, tropical cyclone will remain in Fiji waters and people in Kambara, Matuku and Onoilau to continue feeling the most impact. Looking further ahead, rain and wind to continue in many parts of the country. Recapping the main stories, adverse weather warnings fell on deaf ears, says Fiji police. Residents in Western Division to wait longer for power supply to normalize. And PM visits TC Sarai affected communities. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question segment, this week we're asking, is Lovo a must have during festive season? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe and good night.
Zola ngwela o veteronugu ako itabua ako do talitaina na barongo na Bula FM nambando na sere
Bula nang gonoa ilotoka do talita na Bula FM bertini nambando na sere
ni Bula binaka nan regengo sa Bula FM nga ena kasi
nadango sa mundo active na Bula FM nambando na sere nusuri
ni Bula binaka nadango Jerry yang melambasa do barongo na Bula FM Bula FM, number 2 and